Welcome to the Stockboy Gaming channel. The update is here and it is awesome. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am, but you're here because you want to look at performance. 3 cars specifically. We're going to be looking at the Annis Euros, the Dinka Jester RR, and the Obey Tailgater S. Maybe a week ago, a little bit less than that, I predicted that these 3 cars could possibly be close to that second tier of the sports class, right there with the jugular. So we're going to see how they stack up. We're going to look at quarter mile, top speed, lap times, and calculate the speed score using all those at the end. So stick around, you'll see the best overall performer. First, we got a lineup and a good old drag race. Let's see which of these cars can accelerate the best. This is a part of the speed score that's not really accounted for in a lot of other testing. So we got them in a side-by-side split screen here. The Jester RR and the Euros. And the Jester RR barely beats it to the 8th mile line. It's not a 6-second 8th mile, but it's a pretty good 8th mile. And then it continues that all the way to the quarter mile. And we're gonna go to the half mile just to see if the Euros can catch up. But the Jester RR is a really quick car in a straight line. That is its strength. It's definitely faster to the quarter mile. It's definitely faster all the way to the standing mile. So when we look at this, we're only going to be taking 8th mile, half mile, and quarter mile times right now to calculate the speed score. It's a little bit different, but you can see at the end of the standing mile, the Jester RR is quicker. So now the Audi gets to challenge the Jester RR. All-wheel drive should be very quick off the line. Let's see how the Audi can hang with the Jester RR. So it looks like the Jester RR, they both got off to a good start. The Jester RR though is quicker. Definitely a little bit of a disappointment with this Audi as far as acceleration goes, getting off the line and even to the quarter mile marker, it's way behind the Jester RR, which means it's pretty far behind the Euros as well. This car doesn't have a whole lot of power, which is a bit of a bummer, but it is going up against the Jester RR, which has a ton of power, so this is definitely not the Tailgater S's strength. You would expect acceleration to be one of them, but you know, it is pretty good at some other stuff, which you'll see a bit later in this video. To the standing mile though, it just gets annihilated by the Jester RR. Well, let's look at some numbers. What do you say? 11.5 seconds to the quarter mile, 7.1 to the 8th for the Jester RR. The Euros a little slower to everything. The Tailgater quite a bit slower to everything, unfortunately. But hey, like I said, that's not the strength of the Tailgater. Now we gotta look at speed. Let's see how fast these cars are around Seaside Speedway. The Jester has a lot of power, so that's looking pretty good, but I think the Euros is fairly quick too, so it might surprise some people with its top speed. The Tailgater S, I'm really hoping is going to be able to pull out an upset here and come back and get back in it. For those of you who are not familiar with the speed score, it takes acceleration, top speed, handling, all into consideration. So none of these cars are out of the running yet, far from it. The Tailgater, if it can get its act together, have a decent top speed, and perform well at my test track, could be right back in it. So let's see. Where do we think these guys are finishing? The Jester RR with a 133.6 average speed is absolutely insane. That's supercar area. The Euros 120.5 and the Tailgater S disappointing again, 119.5. So, lap times, the main event. We're going to put the Tailgater S and the Euros against each other because I think these are going to be the 2 fastest cars here. They both drive really well on a test track, and the Euros has a lot of rotation. It doesn't quite oversteer unless you push it too far. It's kind of got that perfect oversteer that I love. They're so even heading under that first gantry. Now, the Tailgater S, down on power, but it's not affecting it all that much. This thing just grips so well, and you can see how even they are. Tailgater S is even ahead right now heading into this hairpin, so let's see if it can keep that up. We're going to get into some higher speed corners now. Tailgater just hopefully has enough power to hang on. It's still in the lead going under that start-finish line, so we're heading down into the hardest part of the track right here. The Tailgater S definitely looks like it has an advantage, but this is where power is going to come in, and yeah, the Euros looks like it's taken over. Can the Tailgater S catch it down the straight? Well, we already know the answer to that because we know it's quarter and half mile time. Just barely loses out to the Euros on the track. So now, can the Jester RR sweep? Can it keep up with the Euros on the test track? The Jester RR, I have to say, it handles pretty well on the track. It's really easy to drive, very planted, and it's hard to disturb it. It has very good track manners. So here we go. We are almost dead tied again, heading through that first sector. So these cars, handling wise, they are fairly well balanced. We know that power wise, that's not the case, unfortunately, but these guys are still going, and the Euros actually looks like it's off to a little bit of a lead under that gantry and through the hairpin. This is a really technical part of the track, so that little bit of extra oversteer you get in the Euros is going to be an advantage here. Heading under the start-finish line, yeah, the Euros has the lead, but the Jester RR has the power. So can the Jester RR muscle its way back in down that really short home stretch? We're about to find out. The Euros rotates so well through that corner, and that's an area where a lot of cars like to understeer. Can it keep its pace all the way to the finish line? It can. The Euros is a really fast circuit car. So we got the Tailgater S, 59.9. That's not terrible. 59-second laps are good, and you see the Jester there too. But the Euros, a half second faster than the Jester, almost a full second faster than the Tailgater. So speed score, Tailgater at the bottom, 84.87. A little disappointing. The Euros a little bit faster, but I gotta say, that's also a little disappointing. The Jester RR is at the top with a very respectable score of 89.87. That'll put it right up there with the Comet SR, the Paragon, and the Komoda. So pretty good company for the Jester RR. The Tailgater is the fastest sedan if you don't count the Shafter V12, but I kind of do, so that's a bummer. And the Euro further down the list, tied with the Issy Classic and some of the other kind of lower tier but still good sports cars. So not terrible. I'm a little disappointed these aren't balanced a little bit better. I think that they missed an opportunity big time. But the Jester RR is fast. It's a great car. If you're looking for something that's fast, that's the choice. If you want something that's good on the new test track though, I would choose the Euros. It's a really good car on a circuit, and that oversteer helps you out quite a bit, especially in technical corners. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe in the bottom right corner. I got a lot more coming with this update. Hope to see you next time.